What's good, everybody? It's your brother Mad Black, the most dangerous and the most toxic black man on the internet. The brother who told you not to let your child go off by themselves with this punk ass hustler, but you did it anyway, and now your child is traumatized for life. And I'm black up in your face again with some more pro black commentary. So you notice I'm talking about bitch ass Polight, and I did not do the intro, the funny intro that I made for him. And I know people like that, but I didn't want to do that for this video because this is a very serious subject, and I didn't think this was something to be laughing about. But one thing that you can celebrate is that Polight is going to prison. It has been reported that he pled guilty, which I told you he was going to do months ago, back during like the beginning of the summertime, that he was going to go into a plea deal, and he has gotten sentenced to at the very least 7 years in prison and 10 years of probation. Okay, so that is the verdict that was reached, and I hope I hope that he meets someone in prison that finds out what he did to this child. I really do. I really do. Okay, because for an adult to take advantage of a teenage girl the way he did, he needs he needs to meet someone that will deal with him accordingly for that. Because obviously he has not met that person on the outside. Okay? And I'm going to play for you guys some audio here of the court case itself. And first you're going to hear Polight's lawyer and basically the terms of the plea agreement that he's reached with the court. Okay, and then I'm going to play some of the victim statement from the mother of the young girl that he took advantage of, just so you can hear the pain in her voice. I won't play the whole thing, but I'll play part of it just so you can get the gist of the damage that this bastard has done. And you know, I'm going to be as tactful as I can because I don't want this video taken down, nor do I want to have to deal with YouTube and all their censoring and BS, right? But I will say that Polight is one of the lowest forms of scum on earth. Okay, I've never liked Polight, never. Okay, I've always saw him as a hustling, trashy human being, and he's proven it several times over with taking advantage of people. First with that sovereignty package bullshit, then later on with all his other hustling, talking about he wrote all these books and giving you out all these pamphlets and trying to teach you ways of success or whatever. And all he ever did was use that stuff to enrich himself. And there are a lot of people out there who enabled this piece of trash that stood with him and, you know, stood by him and allowed him to do that. Okay, people like Netta helped promote this piece of human trash. Okay, they helped to promote him. That Netta should be locked up too. Okay, just for promoting this hustling bastard here. And you know, that whole house of consciousness or whatever it's called, the house of coons is what it is, where they let Brother Polight come out there and hustle people out of money, because that's basically all he's ever done. All right, and then to find out that he takes advantage of women and then takes advantage of young children like this, it's absolutely disgusting, right? And even after all this has happened, even after this bitch ass pled guilty and took the charge of the 7 years or whatever, this fool was still out celebrating. Okay, before he goes to prison, he's out there celebrating, making it seem as if he beat the charges. Okay, technically, I guess he did, because truthfully, he should have got at least 15 to 20 years for what he did. okay, just based on the law. But because he entered into a plea agreement of guilty, he's only getting 7 years in prison. All right, and I hope that's enough time for dudes to deal with him accordingly, because unless he just goes to protective custody immediately or whatever, I don't know what he's going to do or what he plans on doing. All right, but Polight is just a piece of trash. And any of you people out there that were partying with this punk ass bitch talking about how he beat the charges or whatever, you guys are sick. You people are sick. Just having the knowledge that this person you're around is known for assaulting a young girl, you should be ashamed of your own damn self. And you didn't tap his motherfucking jaw. You sat and partied with this fool. You didn't go upside his head with a bottle. And this dude is known for assaulting young girls. That's a problem. The fact that you even want to stand around pieces of trash like that. I don't even want to be around someone like that, because I know what I'll do to them physically. Okay? But you know, like I said, I'm gonna play some of the audio here. For one thing, I'm gonna play the first thing is the audio of the plea agreement, just so people don't think I'm making this up, okay, or they just got this out of thin air or whatever. We're gonna listen to the plea agreement from Polight's lawyer and listen to all the conditions of that plea agreement. Let me cue it up here, and I'll let me see. Make sure I turn the sound up, because it is in a courtroom, so there's a little bit of an echo. And I got this from a brother who put the audio on his page. So sometimes he talks a little bit or just makes a gesture or whatever. So sometimes you hear that, but I hope the audio is good enough for you folks to hear what's going on. So let me make sure I turn it up here, and let's listen to the actual plea agreement itself.
For me, man, let's go ahead and get into it, though.
Now, it is my understanding, Mr. Nowak, that you have gone over this plea agreement with your lawyer, and I want to go over it with you, not each and every aspect of it, but the major components of the plea agreement. But what I am going to ask is for the state to tell me the general terms of the plea agreement, and then we will go into the details on the contract. Go ahead.
Your Honor, the plea agreement includes an adjudication, 7 years of state prison, followed by 10 years of reporting probation. Additional probation, the defendant will...
We say 10 years probation.
10 years reporting probation. The defendant will complete the MDSO program. The defendant will not be allowed to have unsupervised contact with children. The defendant will have specific terms regarding where he may work and the ability to wear a uniform. There are additional terms of restitution, of which $5,000 has been agreed to be paid upfront within 24 hours, mailed to the to the victim. And additional restitution should be paid out on a monthly basis once he is out of custody. And that monthly amount is highlighted in the written terms of the plea agreement. Additionally, there will be a stay-away order from victim TS and her mother, which is also mentioned in the plea agreement.
What is the total amount of the restitution?
The total amount of restitution is $25,000.
Okay, so basically, they went over the court case as far as the plea agreement. Polight must serve 10 years in prison, and he gets, oh no, not 10 years in prison. He must serve 7 years in prison and do 10 years of probation. Okay, and he also, because he's now a sex offender, he can no longer be around children. All right, and he must, pay money in restitution to the victims. And he must pay immediately, I think $5,000 they said, and then eventually pay the rest when he gets out. Now my thing is, Polight has been on social media forever talking about how he's balling and how he has all this money and whatnot. Why in the hell can't he pay it all right now? You see how much this fool lies about things. But that's for all the people that make it seem as if he didn't do anything. Okay, because if the truth of the matter is, if Polight did not do this, why is he even pleading guilty? Why is he taking the guilty charge? Why didn't he go to actual trial to fight it in court? See, the reason he didn't do that is because the prosecution was going to make mincemeat out of his bitch ass. And then other things would have come up about how he hustles people and maybe other victims that he's taking advantage of. That's why he took the guilty plea. Okay, because he thinks like you remember that the end of that movie Paid in Full, where Cameron he snitched to the police saying like, I might go to jail, but when I get out, I'm still going to be the king. That's what bitch ass Polight thinks. He thinks he's going to do these 7 years, and then when he gets out, he's still going to be the king. He's still going to be able to come out and hustle black people. And I'm telling you this, black folks, if we allow this piece of trash to live and come out of prison and still hustle people when he gets out, that's bad on us. We look real raggedy if we let that happen. Okay? If 7 years from now this piece of trash can get out of prison and go right back to hustling, we've messed up. Okay? And I don't want to do that video. I hope I don't have to come back and do that video 7 years later from now. All right? Or whenever this piece of trash gets out of prison, if he ever does. All right? I'm hoping I hear other news about what happens to him in prison. I really do. But I'm just saying that should not be what we hear about this piece of human trash that he just gets out and goes right back to hustling. All right, because he thinks he's getting away with a crime here. Okay, so now I'm going to play the actual victim impact statement, and this is from the mother of the victim, and you're going to hear how she feels and what Polight did to her child. Okay, and
Pusha T is a
sorry about that. Let's play the ad here while I'm trying to skip to it, but we're going to play this, and I want you to hear what happened to her child and just the pain in her voice about what this piece of shit did to her child. Okay, so let's listen to this, and it's a very sensitive topic. So if you were a victim of this type of assault, you might not want to listen to this, because it might bring up bad memories for you. But I'm not playing it to be gratuitous. I'm not playing it to be sensational. I'm playing it so you know the severity of what this shitbag did. Okay, so no one has any confusion, making it seem like he's been falsely accused or whatever. Let's listen here as to what happened. And I praise the mother because, once again, she went immediately to the police. She didn't wait. She didn't try to, she didn't accept money from this trash bag. Okay, she made sure to report his bitch ass. She didn't believe any of his nonsense or any of his lies. She went immediately into mother mode, into protecting her daughter. Okay, so let's listen here, and we're going to hear the victim impact statement that she actually read in court.
About what you've done to my daughter and I have gracefully remained silent the last 2.5 years. 2.5 years of pain, shock, disbelief, PTSD, constant nightmares, and daily triggers. Trying to help my daughter heal when I'm not even healed myself. What you have done to my daughter, myself, and my entire family is inexcusable. You hurt us all. You made me believe that you were such a great man and you could do no wrong. You made me fully trust you, and for that my daughter trusted you too. But the truth is, you're a monster, a demon. The very first time that I allowed you to be alone with my daughter, the very first time you couldn't even help yourself. You told me you were going to be right back. We were going downstairs. We were going to grab food and take vacation pictures. You told me that you wanted to have a one-on-one talk with her about loving and respecting me as a great mother that I was in Anne. And I actually believed you. I believed that you were going to bring her right back. I thought we were going to have this trusting conversation with her that you promised me. Her and I both trusted you. For a grown man to violate a child who trusted him, you should be ashamed of yourself. You plotted on me and my little girl. The entire time you knew what you planned to do. Isolate, intoxicate, then violate my baby. Shame on you. I trusted you to bring her right back. You were supposed to bring her back the same way that you took her. Instead, you drugged her and took advantage of her. You sexually abused her. You forced alcohol down her throat. You then forced her to see things that no child should ever have to see. You forced her to feel things that no child should have to feel.
All right, I'm not going to play any more of that, but like hearing that, especially that last part, makes me want to do something evil to Polight's bitch ass. Okay, but yeah, I wanted to play that and just to get the point across and to show you what type of scumbag Polight is, but also to as a witness and a warning to the women out there: do not let your child out of your sight with these scumbags. You need to have a lot of discernment before you leave your child alone with these pieces of shit. Because you heard what this woman said. The first time she left this dude alone with her daughter, this incident happened. The first time. So that means this bastard was planning and grooming this situation to isolate this young girl so that he can abuse her. Okay? He was planning this nonsense. And I'm so glad that the mother did not go for the excuses and the bullshit. She gets, in the rest of the victim statement, she talks more about the state that she found her daughter in. And I don't want to play that, but that in itself is horrible. And that right there is why these sorts of predators prey on single women, on single mothers, because they know if there was a man there, Polight's ass would be dead. He knows if there was a man involved in that young girl's life, his ass would be grass, his life would be ended right then and there. Okay, this is not something to play around with someone's child like that. Okay, so that's it for this video. And I hope you folks have heard me and understand what I'm saying. And I hope you understand the depravity that this piece of shit is involved in. And I hope to God that when his bitch ass gets to prison, those Negroes in there are trading his little ass for Zuzus and Wham Whams. I hope he meets some Fleece Johnson type Negroes in there. I hope so. I really do. And I hope they all look at his paperwork and find out that he is a assaulter of children. All right? Anyway, folks, you let me know how you feel about it in the comments section. This is Mad Black, and I will be back with my foot on the devil's back.